On February 11th, a large group gathered in Washington, D.C. for a rally called Save the Civil Service, organized by the American Federation of Government Employees. The same day, President Donald Trump signed an executive order instructing the Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE, to begin cutting federal jobs. The move sparked immediate concern and opposition. Critics argued that the president was trying to make major changes to the federal government without congressional approval. Labor unions, local officials, and public sector advocates quickly filed lawsuits to block the order, saying it was an overreach of presidential power. A federal judge in Northern California agreed and issued a preliminary injunction, stopping the order from being enforced while the case made its way through the courts. The legal battle intensified when a divided panel of the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals upheld the injunction, keeping the job cuts on hold. But the White House wasn't ready to back down. They filed an emergency appeal to the U.S. Supreme Court, arguing that the executive order did not fundamentally restructure the government. It simply called for a reduction in force, which they claimed falls well within the president's legal authority. According to administration officials, the aim of the order was to streamline the government, cut unnecessary roles, and make operations more efficient, not dismantle essential services. The emergency appeal urged the court to lift the injunction and allow the order to take effect while the lawsuit played out in the lower courts. On Tuesday, the Supreme Court responded with a brief one-page decision. The court agreed with the administration, saying the government is likely to win the case and therefore the injunction should be lifted. That ruling allows the federal job cuts and government restructuring to proceed while the case continues. However, not all justices agreed. Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson issued a 15-page dissent, arguing that the district court had made a reasoned and careful decision. She believed the executive order could lead to a fundamental restructuring of the federal workforce, not just budget trimming. Jackson stressed that such major changes should be fully reviewed before implementation, and she supported keeping the injunction in place during the legal process. With the injunction lifted, departments across the federal government may now begin reducing staff and reorganizing roles. For many federal employees, this means a period of uncertainty. Thousands of workers are left wondering if their positions are at risk or if the agencies they serve will change in structure or responsibility. Unions argue that these changes aren't just administrative. They could affect how government services are delivered to the public. From social programs to environmental protection, critics worry that cutting staff could mean reduced effectiveness in areas millions of Americans rely on. Supporters of the order, on the other hand, believe the federal government has become bloated and inefficient and see the move as necessary reform. At the core of this issue is a deeper debate. How much power should the president have to change the shape of government without Congress? Should such significant moves be allowed by executive order alone? As this case continues, it could set a major precedent about executive authority and the role of the courts in checking that power. Meanwhile, the real-life impact is already being felt across agencies and among workers. While the final ruling may still be months away, the Supreme Court's decision to lift the injunction sends a powerful message. It shows that for now, the president's ability to reshape the federal workforce remains largely intact, and for the people affected, the future just became far less certain.